The morning after it happened, I signed as a witness to my rapist's marriage license. He was one of my best friends. He was supposed to be the person that I would go to if, God forbid, I was ever raped. I was even a bridesmaid in his wedding. There's pictures of us hugging and dancing as if everything were fine, when really I was completely falling apart. On his wedding night, my rapist called his new wife by my name, and she was complicit in my rape. She had cheated on him before the wedding, and she said that he should sleep with someone else so they would be even. And she said that he should sleep with me, even though I was not interested in him. I never had been. There was no gray area. For over 6 years, I had said that I wasn't attracted to him or interested in him in that way. The night he raped me, he was sober. I was in and out of consciousness. He had given me so much to drink I could barely remember what happened. A year later, he actually admitted it. I actually got to hear him say, "I'm sorry I sexually assaulted you." He had been in a bad place, he said, or he was in love with me, he said. He was always hoping that he and I would end up together. He was obsessed with me, and yet he still got married. And for a while, I wanted to kill myself. I felt dirty and stained and like I couldn't get clean. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't focus. And I was filled with so much sadness. And then the sadness turned to anger. And I'm a positive, happy person, and I didn't know what to do with anger. So much anger that even if I screamed or cried or hit someone or even threw up, I couldn't expel it. And then I started noticing like the young girls that I was surrounded by. The girl I babysit, my 2 teenage cousins, my niece, or the future daughter I could someday have. I couldn't let this be the world that they have to live in. If this had to happen to me, I was going to do everything I could to make sure that it didn't happen to them. Because if I just sit back and do nothing, it makes it seem like what happened to me is okay. And nothing will change. It's not okay. Rape doesn't just affect the minutes in which it's physically happening. It lives in the nightmares that deprive you of sleep, or it exists in the smell of a man passing on the street who smells like your rapist. It affects every romantic or sexual encounter in which your partner probably doesn't even know that you're seconds away from having a flashback or a panic attack. Consent isn't given by a girl who's been given so much to drink she can barely stand. Consent isn't expected or forced or guilted. Sex without consent is rape. Sex without consent is rape.